Well, since you lizards have no respect for life, and you plan on eating all the humans, you know, I guess we have a problem now, don't we? Huh? Alpha Draconis? Huh? You and your gray friends? So I guess your Freemasonry comes from the grays? Is that right? Your Zeta Reticula, whatever insect, bug thing. So this is, you know what, people? I think I'm kind of getting the gist of things. Okay, the chemtrails are used as an antenna to get inside your body, your central nervous system, and to break your frequency as a human being on this planet. Get a hold of your DNA. Everybody's DNA has a different frequency. So it's like fine-tuning a radio. Once they have it, they can break in and they have you. Then they can attack you through their synthetic telepathy. That's a Zeta Reticuli. If you're having nightmares at night, that's probably them in conjunction with DARPA. Okay? And their little thing is the pyramids. That's their symbolism. The pyramids on the planet represent the Orion Empire because it lines up to Orion, the constellation. Orion is the hunter of men. And that shit comes from the Alpha Draconis and these grays. Now, all these goddamn ETs have their own fucking agenda. Okay? And missing children go for food. All the human trafficking and all the pedophilia, all that is a frequency base. So what they do is they have these gang stalkers hunt down humans and try to round up the humans. And then it's this apathy thing, I guess, and they go after humans, especially babies, especially if a newborn is not wanted. They go after a baby, because I saw this shit through my pineal gland. They go after babies that are unwanted in hospitals, and they feed them to the lizards. And they have deep underground military bases underneath your feet, which is what I did a video on a few nights ago about the booms. The booms is those hydraulic machines that they're drilling, okay? And also there's a unique sound to it. So, you got to get in tune with yourself, people. That's why I say eat a balanced meal, get in tune with yourself, and look at your surroundings, okay? Step in your power, people. Start using your skills. Sight, sound, feel, start honing in on frequency. Okay, they hone on in you, you need to hone in on them. Okay? So that's what you have, people. That's what's on this planet, is this humanity selling itself out, these gang stalkers, for whatever it is, for a buck from George Soros. Because George Soros is reptilian, by the way. And he's funding all these gang stalking events, like, the Charlottesville thing. Yeah, that was a remote controlled car, by the way. Because I've seen cars that will come up to me on the road, and there's no driver. And there was no driver at Charlottesville. If you look at the video and watch it carefully, there's no fucking driver in that goddamn car. Charlottesville, check it out. So all these events are to generate energy, because that's what they do on the planet. It's part of the VLON thing, and I think that's what Chris Thomas was talking about, is you want to stay away from these events because it generates energy and frequency, and that's what the Zeta Reticuli grays feed off of, okay? So I'm kind of like trying to sum shit up here, get us caught up to speed. They feed off of sexual energy. They feed off of creativity. They read your thoughts. They know your minds. That's the hive mind. That's the gray complex. Those are the grays. Okay. I know that the grays have an agenda to break free from the reptilians. So that's their problem. And from what I understand, the grays are trying to develop their own subspecies, mixing, because we have like really unique genes. and but they have a problem with soul. They have a problem with spirit or soul. It's the shit's falling apart. That's what I understand. But that explains the abductions. It explains all the abductions on the planet that have occurred in the past. Really what happens. Really what happens to you at hospitals. I mean, do these people? You don't know where your blood goes, people. This is another thing you need to know. You don't know if you go for like a blood work. You really honestly don't know where your blood goes. I mean, sure, they can spit out, numbers and say this and that, but do you really honestly know where your blood goes? No, it goes up to them. It goes up to the Greys, because that way they can sit there and study your DNA. Because I've seen their holographic DNA spinner. I've seen it. They sit there and they analyze it. Because I had one of these bitches, these MyLab bitches, she stood there and she says, "Oh yeah." And she looked right at me and I was like, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking about." So they're looking, you know what I think they're looking for? They're looking for the warrior gene or some shit, man. These fucking lizards and these Greys, man. And then you have these mad scientists who are Nazis. Yeah, I've seen these guys. These are Nazi, MyLab, white coat, fucking doctors. They're not even doctors. They're pieces of shit, in my opinion. Okay? Because everybody on the planet is different. But in my experience, I've seen these motherfuckers. Okay? My first encounter was with the Grey when I was 3 years old, and then I saw their fucking UFOs when I was about 9. Then I saw some more shit back when I was like in my early teens, and then I saw more shit. Oh yeah, UFO shit up in Phoenix. I knew that was them. The fucking UFO shit in Phoenix, the Phoenix Lights. Yeah, I was like, whatever. It's just them. Trying to scare you. I knew then. I was just like, it's just them. Just those motherfuckers. And, someone in my family was like, what? I go, it's just them. It's just those motherfuckers. And they just looked at me like their mouth dropped. What? Yeah. I just saw that shit. I saw that fucking shit. I was like, really? You're gonna fall for that? And let's see what else. Hell yeah, and then, like I said, been watched my whole life, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to rehash that. But, I think that the attacks, the psychic attacks and the vampirism is coming from the Greys. It is coming from those Greys. That's why every goddamn gang stalker is wearing black shades. Is because it represents the pineal gland when these Greys communicate to these gang stalking humans, subhumans. That's why they wear the Greys. They've been quote unquote enlightened by the Greys. Now, Freemasonry probably comes from the Greys. Okay? It's an invention. Because when the Greys came here in 1930 or whatever, they gave the goddamn governments technology. They said, here you go. We need to save our race because we fucked up. You know what? That's their fucking problem. I ain't saving no goddamn fucking alien. Not my job. That is not in my mission statement. So they came and dangled technology in front of the fucking governments and to the elite or whatever the case may be. And then, you got your cloning centers. They'll invert your pineal gland, take you down, they'll show you this shit. And then, like I've seen their Jesus thing, that's just them reflecting bad light. Okay, because their intentions are not good. Their intentions are not good. It all comes down to what are your intentions? Who the fuck are you? Okay, and so far I've been kicked in the ass by these assholes. I've tried to be very, very nice about all this, but you know what? I love spilling the beans on this fucking planet. I love spilling the beans on the elite, the Orions, and the lizards, and all your fake fucking humans on the planet that are gang stalkers. I love smearing it back in your face and saying you're all fake. Even those of you who are playing the double. That's another factor. All of you who pretend to care and all of you who pretend to know what real love is, you don't know shit because you're in bed with the Zeta Reticuli. Okay? So we have a big problem on this planet and we are really on life support. Period.